Well, I guess we should start, kind of at the beginning. I'd always been an alcohol and drug user for most of my life. But when my mother passed away, my disease definitely progressed to the worst level. My addictions really consumed my life. On the second anniversary of my mother's passing, I decided that I had enough of my miserable life and wanted to end it. So I swallowed a handful of Ambien with a gallon of scotch and didn't plan to wake up the next day. I would spend 12 days at Porter Hospital. While I was there, I would go to my first AA meeting. As everyone was going around the room stating that they were alcoholics, they came to me, and that was the first moment in my life that I had realized that yes, I was an alcoholic addict. I was working at the time. I was finally starting to get financially stable again, but I relapsed, and this time was the worst. My brother had been through inpatient rehabilitation for cocaine addiction. He's been clean for 16 years, and he told me that the family was tired of watching, they could not watch me destroy myself any longer, and that if I did not get into a program and stick with it long enough to make it stick, that the next time this happened, not to call him because he was not going to stand by and watch it anymore, that he would not be there for me. And that's where my recovery started. Now I would start learning how to live sober. I would go to the Jersey house where I would stay for the next year and a half. Went to work for the Postal Service. During that time, I would have to have a major surgery on my lower back. And in May, I had to have another surgery on my neck. All that time, I was on leave without pay. That was kind of financially my last straw. Well, Brandon, the gentleman that was doing my interview for food stamps at Adams County, he told me about a program called Cold Weather Care, that they might be able to help me, because at this point I was looking at living on the streets in my truck because I had nowhere to go. Jay called me. He said, "Oh, you're my 2:30 tomorrow." He says, "Are you off today? Well, would you mind doing it today?" He interviewed me and gave me a drug test. Well, I knew I could pass a drug test. I'd been clean and sober for a year and 10 months. And then said, "Well, this is where you need to go tonight." I said, you have a place for me?" And he said, "Yes, we have a place for you, and we will help you." Went and unloaded everything I had in my truck at the storage unit, went to my sister's house, grabbed my nighttime suitcase, told my sister that I was going into a program, and I made it to Northern Hills Church at 5:15 on Monday afternoon. Oh, that feeling was such a joy and such a relief. It was cold outside. I knew I wouldn't have to sleep in my truck. I knew where my next meal was coming from. I did not know the depth of how much the program would help me at that point, but I knew that I had a safe, warm place to sleep. That was everything to me. I was very grateful, and I thanked the Lord that He had guided my journey that far. I walked in, and the first person that greeted me was Dawn, and her smile just made me feel right at home. I had no anxiety. I knew I had a place. And the people that I would meet, the volunteers that I would meet over the next few days, were all incredible. My experience has been just incredible. The people that I have met while I've been here at the 4 different churches, everyone has welcomed us as if we were family, have gone out of their way to help us in any way they can, have provided our meals. It's just been an amazing journey. My journey with God has started from the day that I was spared. I knew there was a reason I was kept alive. I believe that my story and my example that yes, there is hope. You can recover from this, and you can learn how to live a sober life. I can pass on to them because that's what I'm supposed to do.